Hello, this is the Provoked Prawn, and this is Cuisine Royale. This is a tips video to show you some interesting tips that I've learnt while playing Cuisine Royale, which is a free Battle Royale game which if you haven't played is really worth checking out. Now there are a number of differences to this game which are worth talking about, which you might not have seen before. Things that I've learnt along the way. Now Cuisine Royale is different from other Battle Royale games in that the body armour you wear involves hats and body armour made out of cutlery and frying pans that makes a lot of noise when you run, which means you can hear your enemies coming up on you. The more armour you have, the more noise you make, which can put you at a disadvantage, like here where I've heard this guy and he's also heard me. Another point here is you also have a butterfly that follows you around, and that works as your camera in third person view. And you can use that to identify people that are camping. You also have to be painfully aware of it because it can give you away. Now when looting, it's also worth noting the colour of things. If you see something on the ground that's white, that means it's the same as what you've got, or worse. If you see purple, that means it's ammo for your current gun, or it's better than what you already have. And if you see red, it's worse. So that's a quick way of working out whether you can grab stuff or do you need to press tab to go in your inventory and look. These trench work systems are worth going down because you can get stuff from there. But if you find the sandbag areas have nothing in them, then that's worth knowing the enemy have probably been there. When you go inside little buildings like this, or top floors of buildings, you often find a loft hatch that you can hide in. This makes for a very good hidey place because not many people know about it. However, it's worth knowing that if you run around up there, you do create dust trails, which you'll see later in the video, which kind of give you away. Now, I was using this spot to hide about halfway through the game and waiting for the circle to shrink, because the key to surviving in Battle Royale games is not to pick fights unless you have to. So basically waiting until the last minute before you start shooting. I noticed there was a lot of gunfire outside, and the circle was kind of kind to me, so we just waited for it to shrink. So I sat in this room and waited for it to shrink a bit more and work out where I'd go from there. Waiting long enough, someone else comes to join me in a minute, because they had the same idea. However, they were either not aware of the loft hatch or didn't think to check it. So that will be their undoing. Also, one of my favourite things to do is to get close range weapons. The closer you get to the end, it's better to have SMGs and shotguns than anything else. Now you hear the guy downstairs. Listening is key to surviving. Not moving, and when you hear people and listening to where they're moving. You can hear him closing doors. There's also a lot of gunfire outside. Being aware of your surroundings is important. Also noted that doing things like picking up the royal duck can take up a lot of your inventory space. It's also worth pressing tab and grabbing ammo from fallen enemies. Again, that's lit up purple if it will fit your weapon, or if it's worth having like food and whatnot, or if it's better than what you've got. It's also very important to be careful with tactics. So I've seen an enemy here down the road and I don't know if he's seen me, so I'm backing off and trying to get into these things. Sometimes it's good to learn from your own mistakes. So I made a mistake here in that I tried to get above him and then engage him when I should have just avoided him, because this is near the end. There was only about 11 people left alive. I'd killed 2 and I had a decent amount of weaponry. Now you can see that he's seen me, so I throw a grenade at him and I managed to get a bit of a hit. Grenades are a bit tricky to use, but I did injure him a little bit. Then tried to engage him, but because I'd gone for the shotgun SMG combination, I already had difficulty here because I knew I wouldn't be able to engage him at this range, so it basically meant I need to press on to try and get close to him. However, I've used this circle to my advantage because he is currently being pushed towards the circle, and so am I, but I can use the bunker behind me to jump off, so you jump off the back of it and then run out of his view to a safer distance. Unfortunately, it still led to my demise a bit later on, as you'll see. But hiding at the edge, again, pushed to the edge of the circle. If you sit on the outside of the white circle and just where the blue is, so if you're close enough to be able to get inside, but not outside the zone where it's going to kill you, then you get a slight advantage because you know no one can come from behind you. This is the same in most Battle Royale games, so you can basically rather than run straight into the middle of the white circle where the safety is and most enemies are going to be. You can stay at the outskirts. This guy that I shot at had the same idea, and that ended up getting me killed because I wasn't quite careful enough. I knew he had to be there somewhere. He was either there or he'd push forward, but then I heard some gunfire which confirmed that he was still there. So I tried to find him, but he got the upper hand because he was right at the very edge. Learn from my mistakes. Also, it's worth noting that T is the button you need to press to heal and eat food. So I mash that regularly when I'm getting shot at. There are also other things that are worth picking up and special abilities that they give you. You'll notice that guy had the halo. That halo keeps you alive longer when you're in the blue zones.
I can't see shit.
And in this snippet, you'll see that I have an IV bag on my back. The IV bag slowly regenerates your health when you're not under fire, so that gives you extra health. My other favourites are the knee pads of speed, which allow you to move quickly, and the bunny slippers, which allow you to jump on top of buildings. Tough Cuban cigar gives you more hit points so that you can take more damage, and the eyeglasses allow you to have better aim. I must admit my favourite combination is either the IV bag of regeneration and the tough Cuban cigar, because that gives you loads of hit points and the potential to heal more easily, or the IV bag and the knee pads of speed. The bunny slippers are good, but they make a lot of noise when you jump, so they take away the stealth element. But if you are the sort of person like me that's a bit of a kleptomaniac and likes collecting all the armour, then you're kind of going to be a bit noisy by the end anyway. Another tip here is actually if you do have a lot of body armour, I found that crawling makes a lot more noise than crouching. So if you crouch and move very slowly, you make a lot less noise than you do if you're crawling on your stomach with all the pans making loads and loads of noise as you go, which is not ideal. Obviously, the more armour you have, the better protection you get. And it's in level 1, 2 and 3 variants, so if you have level 3 of everything, you'll take more damage.
To your right on the roof.
Bunny slippers also mean that enemies can get on the roofs quite a lot, and height advantage it will often result in you winning or them winning if they're up high. Again, you could see that that guy was given away from his butterfly. So I can see there's an enemy on this roof, and also if you look there you'll see the dust trails where he's running around, so that kind of gave him away as well. That butterfly is a real giveaway. It's well worth being aware that if you see a butterfly, there's an enemy there, and if you're trying to hide, they might see your butterfly.
There's one looking at your door. Oh, nice, bro.
You can see the knee pads of speed up there on the roof were lit up red. That's because I already have them, so there's no point in trying to pick them up. And here, red body armor level 1, because I already have level 3 or 2. Not sure at this point.
Oh yeah, like a king thing that you can't get. That's hard.
Shotguns are also extremely powerful and well worth learning to use. You'll see in a minute how awful I am with them. I do prefer the PPSH or the MGs, but they chew through the ammo, and at close range the shotguns are deadly. This guy on the roof has got a shotgun, but I'm looking for him. I get the drop on him.
Okay.
Run out of ammo.
Keeping an eye on your ammo is important as well, and you'll also find if you reload too early, your magazines will then be half full or something. So with the PPSH, for example, usually takes 70 rounds. But if I reload halfway through like I did, it only had 24 rounds left in the magazines, and if you reload again it will just swap magazines rather than refilling you with a full magazine.
See him?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck is it?
Third person view obviously gives you a better view of the area, but these guys know where I am, not only from the gunfire but also from the butterfly above my head, so they can tell where I am. Basically it's like 4-on-1 at the moment, because we were playing squads and all my teammates were dead. And I think there was 4 or 5 people left alive.
Uh-oh. I think they saw you, bro.
So this has been the Provoked Prawn. I hope you found this video useful. There's been a few tips in there. I hope to do some more in future. This is a cracking game, really good fun. Thanks for watching.
Right below you, on the left. Right below behind you, and on your right. Oh no, bro!
Oh, I got 2 hits on him. Damn it.